No?
Rotate.
Oh, no, it says rotate? If it says rotate, you got to stop. Does it say? Does it say rotate? Okay. Because hi everybody. Because yesterday it said rotate. At the end, I took the video off to see who was on, and I rotated the camera a bit while I was looking to see who had been present for the whole thing. And somehow Facebook shifted the whole thing. So you go online, you see it all live. And I did manage to get it fixed on YouTube and repost it. But hi everyone. So I was just telling Ziek a story that I heard from a young Australian Baba lover who I met when she was about 20 during my first trip to India in 1972. And she was a wonderful singer and wrote beautiful songs and poetry. And I hadn't seen her at all. This was in a video since then. By the way, Elena. Hi, Elena. Say hi. Yeah, she wants to be here. She's been really pestering me to be here. But there's a big light in her face, and so she's trying to figure out how to deal with that. So anyway, as my friend's name was Lorraine. And she told a story about being around Francis Brabazon, one of Baba's close disciples, and my creative mentor, although I only met him a few times. But through his work and his inspiration, he is my creative mentor. And she said at one point he encouraged her to go study at the Montessori school in India, and he paid her passage there. And when she got there, she got really, really sick, and she was unable to complete the course, and she was the kind of person who finishes things she starts, And when she came back to Australia, she saw Francis sitting near the edge of the Baba Center that Mayor Baba had visited there when he was in Australia. And his face lit up, and he was so happy to see her. And not a thought about, he gave her the money for it. He was just so pleased to see her. But he saw the look on her face, and he just laughed, and he said, "So Baba has really been putting you through some things, huh? I'm happy to see that." And she realized that Francis, that's how he took difficult experiences. Towards the end of his life, this brilliant poet with a brilliant mind suffered a kind of dementia. And as it was coming on, I did meet him at sometime in that period. He would try to get the words back. But she said he took it all as a gift from Baba. So I was expressing to Ziek my little bit of discouragement that when I started doing these live streams, so many people would be present and really moved, and that's wonderful. And then, not so many. And once there was like no one. And Ziek said, "Well, you're doing this for Baba." And I said, "Yeah, that's right. I'm doing it for Baba. In you. Baba, in you." And then I thought about it. Baba's been messing with me a little bit. The same way he kind of put Lorraine through some experiences, Like yesterday I'm playing this wonderful song with these wonderful open minor chords and minor seventh chords. And suddenly the guitar just went out of tune. Things like that. So I'm taking it all as his gift. And with that really long introduction, and it's, why is it? It's so that when my ego gets, but what about this? And how's it going to sound? It's horrible. They're going to think I don't know how to tune it. It's like, let the ego go. Yeah, doesn't matter. It is for Baba. It is for love. It is for you. So I've got 3 songs today on a common theme. It's about love, the quest for love in another person, and 3 different stages of that. This is the first. It's called You Are My Radha. It's sort of about a kind of soulmate experience that doesn't actually gel in the end. In the beginning of time there was a bubble in the ocean. It split in two. Half was me and half was you. Now that I have found you, I cannot let you go. If you will not come to me, then I'll have to come to you. For lifetimes we've been bouncing here inside our bubbles, lost inside their rainbows, different colors, different hues. Now we are dissolving into his great ocean. We must be reunited before our journey is through. Born of Radha and of Krishna, born of Shiva and Parvati, born of Sita and of Ram, we are two, yet we are one. Born of Meher and his Mera, like the moon and like the sun, let's dissolve away together, so the two may become one. You are my Radha, my Sita and Parvati, daughter of dear Mera, the ever-loving one. You are my beloved, in this drama I am living. I'm giving all my love to you. My own glory has begun. Now how may I win you? Draw the love that's in your soul. Take the broken pieces and make the circle whole. I cannot replace you, for you are like no other. I must dissolve away to know the wholeness of my soul. Now we play the ancient story that was written before time. I offer all my love to you. You question my designs. Now I must convince you with the blood of my heart's core. I love you past the end of time, as I loved you long before. You are my Radha, my Sita and Parvati, daughter of dear Mera, the ever-loving one. You are my beloved, in this drama I am living. I'm giving all my love to you. My own glory has begun. Do 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 da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Do 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 do. Now we play the ancient story that was written before time. I offer all my love to you. You question my designs. Now I must convince you with the blood of my heart's core. I love you past the end of time, as I've loved you long before. You are my Radha, my Sita and Parvati, daughter of dear Mera, the ever-loving one. You are my beloved, in this drama I am living. I'm giving all my love to you. My own glory has begun. La 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 la. La 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 la. I love you past the end of time, as I've loved you long before. Now the second one is at a stage somewhere past that, where you kind of discover that plunging into love and thinking that that's all you're about suddenly meets parts of you that are scared as hell of it. And, anyway, this one is called I've Been Afraid. Oh, the games that we played. First you came, then you stayed, then I pushed you away, then I cried like a broken heart. It was all my design, all the pain, all the crying. I was lying to myself. It was I who was afraid to start. To start to untangle the putting me first mode. We got into a wrangle. I pulled the noose tighter. You never would have strangled. I was only trying to scare you like I was scared. But then when you went away, I couldn't bear to see you gone. Cause I've been afraid. Why have I been so afraid? I've been so afraid. Why have I been so afraid to love? Whoa, whoa, I've been afraid. Why have I been so afraid? I've been so afraid. Why have I been so afraid to love? Oh, the night that we fired the sky with desire, and the flame of love shone above like a million suns. I was lost in joy like a little boy found, but like a little boy lost. I was afraid of a cost too high. A cost too high. Love like a diamond, cutting my glass heart, shatter my mirror, terror forced me apart. I ran for cover. There was nowhere I could hide away. Born as a lover, I was so afraid to stay that way. Cause I've been afraid. Why have I been so afraid? I've been so afraid. Why have I been so afraid to love? Whoa, I've been afraid. Why have I been so afraid? I've been so afraid. Why have I been so afraid to love? The road to freedom has boundaries on every side. They made me feel so secure until the road to freedom opened wide. Out in the open air, I didn't know just what to do. With love flowing everywhere, I had to run away from you. Cause I've been afraid. Why have I been so afraid? I've been so afraid. Why have I been so afraid to love? Whoa, I've been afraid. Why have I been so afraid? I've been so afraid. Why have I been so afraid to love? I've been afraid. Why have I been so afraid? I've been so afraid. Why have I been so afraid to love? Huh? I've been afraid. Why have I been so afraid? I've been so afraid. Why have I been so afraid to love? I've been afraid. Why have I been so afraid? I've been so afraid. Why have I been so afraid to love? Whoa, I've been afraid. Why have I been so afraid? I've been so afraid. Why have I been so afraid to love? Good question. It's a damn good question. Why? Well, because that separate ego self that you think you are, we think we are, I think I am. In love, it gets the knowledge that, oops, we are one. And that's no joke, because that means you're no longer you as you alone. So yeah, it's scary. But eventually, if one is lucky, one gets past some of the fears. And this is now the third song. 4 years after the situations described in the first two songs had passed, and I've done a lot of discovery of my own deepest being. Was I ready to open my life and my heart to someone who was willing to do the same? And that's my lovely wife, Ziek, who looks marvelous today, as always, but is a little shy of being on camera. But not about me doing this song, I think. When we met, I just wanted, her name is Ziek. She picked that name when she was 8 or 10, because she didn't like the name she'd been given, and when she was an adult, she made it legal. She had heard Paul Robeson singing, Ezekiel saw the wheel way up in the middle of the year, Ezekiel saw the wheel way in the middle of the year, and she thought, Ziek, I like that. And she's an artist, so artists get to do that. But everyone would say, Ziek, Ziek, how do you spell that? What kind of a name? So I wanted to write a song that would express the love and beauty that I saw and heard in the name Ziek. And I actually sang it as part of our wedding reception after we got married, which was 22 years ago this past February 22nd. And this is called Ziek. I take a peek. In the morning I look at Ziek. Loveliness so tender and meek. I look at Ziek. And my knees go weak. And sometimes I hardly can speak. Tears of joy, they trickle down my cheek because of Ziek. Because of Ziek. I used to seek, didn't know how I'd make it through the week. Thought that love had to be a pointy beak, but that ain't Ziek. Like polished teak is my soul in the company of Ziek. How before it used to rattle and creak like an old antique. But now there's Ziek. Then like Monty and Ronnie I said, eek, it's Ziek. And my heart crept out of the shadows to take a peek. And the voice of my soul so boldly I heard it speak, saying, now son, just love Ziek. So I won't sneak, and I'm not gonna play no game of hide and seek. And I won't be clever, witty, or oblique. No, not with Ziek. 'Cause she's the peak, and my heart is surely on a winning streak. With this 1 in a million lover so unique, my lovely Ziek. Lovely Ziek. Then like Monty and Ronnie I said, eek, it's Ziek. And my heart crept out of the shadows to take a peek. And the voice of my soul so boldly I heard it speak, saying, now son, just love Zeke. So I take a peek. In the morning I look at Ziek, loveliness so tender and meek. I look at Ziek, and my knees go weak, and sometimes I hardly can speak. Tears of joy, they trickle down my cheek because of Ziek, lovely Ziek, because of Ziek, lovely Ziek. Ah, da, 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 da. Because of Ziek, lovely Ziek. And with that, we conclude part one of this afternoon's program, brought to you by the love pervading the universe. Now begins part two, some ghazals. Okay, have a seat. We're not done yet. Okay. So, as I've said before, I'm going to read 5 more ghazals from my book of 424 ghazals. That's a form of poetry, 7 rhyming couplets, kind of usually with a punch at the end, and spiritual theme. And the book is called 424 Ways to Find Your Lover, meaning to find the divine lover within who is singing this song of love to the divine beloved. And so we left off last night with a higher education, ghazal 90. And we resume today with ghazal 91, an alternative to shattered glass. And as I've said before, except for a few of them that I've read in public, most of these are a surprise to me, because I've never read them aloud, or hardly to myself after I wrote them and edited them for the book. So this is ghazal 91, an alternative to shattered glass. For years, I kept you in a cave behind a shattered glass, where I imagined you decided what would come to pass. How easy for me to foist it all on you, and yet, within your plan, built in were criteria to be met. If A, then B. If C, then D. You set the scope within which I steer, each with certain consequences, guided by love or fear. In the end, the lesson would be learned, but it was in large part up to me whether I would be bathed or burned. In the end, you made the plan to make things right. And so I free you from that cave to come into the light. Now I look forward to seeing what you have designed, following the story closely as I see the tale unwind. What once I saw as pure injustice is converted into healing. Elena, I need to get this line out, this couplet. What once I saw as pure injustice is converted into healing by the grace of God's goodwill and my new grateful feeling. Ghazal 91, an alternative to shattered glass. As you noticed, Elena is nonverbal. That doesn't mean she doesn't have things to say. And invariably, when I start reading these ghazals, she's got comments, and I don't usually understand them. I can understand her wants and needs during life, but her comments on these escape me. But that's what's happening when you hear her go, she's trying to say, I really like that line, or, oh, I've been through that, or something of the kind. So, anyway, now here's the next one. I'm reading 5 a day. This is ghazal number 92, where all dreams are decided. Ghazal 92, where all things are decided. I'm at the junction. After traveling west, taking the thruway north is best. To Albany, the deciding place in this state, where the executive, legislative, and judicial operate. I've collected my legal papers, and now a higher power will decide somehow. The power boss in me is cool, 'cause I'm here to learn the golden rule. I meet old friends, we reminisce, halfway between despair and bliss. We wait to learn which way to go, but deep within, I surely know I'll be traveling north on I-87, where my case will be heard in Albany heaven. And of course, that's just a metaphor. I don't mean actually Albany. It's ghazal 92, where all dreams are decided. Talking about the place where executive, legislative, and judicial powers operate within the soul. Okay. Ghazal 93, imagination. Ooh, this looks interesting. Angels fly, imagination. Angels fly above the street like Damon Runyon bazooka rockets. Brooklyn kids on fire escapes. Pedestrians hurry with hands in pockets. Just like I have stepped into a 1940s diorama, come alive with camera cranes and full horizon panorama. I was actually in this place once, going to get my eyes retrained. Amazing, the ancient histories of life, usually hidden, but deeply ingrained. My mama came from a place like this, or so I believe it. In the secret recesses of my mind, it's how I conceive it. Hustle bustle like the rustling crowds near Macy's around Christmas Day. The miracle on 34th Street is here to stay. Isn't it great to feel the breezes off the river blowing, as suddenly winter turns into spring and all green things start growing? Then suddenly I'm pounded to the pavement. Then suddenly I'm pounding the pavement, reflecting the summer's heat. I'm going to go back. Isn't it great to feel the breezes off the river blowing, as suddenly the winter turns into spring and all green things start growing? Then suddenly I'm pounding the pavement, reflecting the summer's heat. And soon I'll be playing in autumn fields. Imagination makes it sweet. Ghazal 93, imagination. And I am recalling that part of that came from a dream. The opening description came from a dream I had that morning. Ghazal 94, the proof is in the pudding. What love is this? After 3 weeks of giving, I feel the receiving and can finally start living. Can it be that such a practice really rules to change my life and such like fools? A few minutes every day giving love to those who trouble me? Is it true? Is it really enough to change my whole reality? Best of all, it's completely changing my inner state. And as an extra bonus, see my outer life cooperate. The proof is in the pudding, and my darling, it tastes sweet. Who would think it? Just a little love to make my life complete. You were the way to the truth when you said, all you need is love. You were the way to the truth when you said, all you need is love. The George Harrison line. You were the way to the truth when you said, all you need is love. That's how George paid tribute to John, and it fits like a glove. But now the gloves are off, and it's not for fighting. After so much wrong, at long last, we are finally righting. R-I-G-H-T, writing. But you were the way to the truth when you said, all you need is love. In the darkest night, I always looked up to you. Now in the world of light, with someone, the devil's best friend, the one who offended all. We're living in a bad dream. But you were the way to the truth when you said, all you need is love. That's the tune. I was having trouble finding it. This moment, I have a feeling I've read this publicly. It's marked off, and I got a feeling. This is ghazal number 495, the last one for today. This moment is the moment of bliss, even in the midst of pain. This moment I cannot resist, come sun or snow or rain. I embrace my beloved in pure surrender and dissolve away. The reflection I saw within her eyes has changed today. When I looked into her eyes, I saw my darker self and was afraid. Such a sight as that was not the love for which I prayed. Or was it? Could there be some divine paradox here? I began to wonder, does surrender mean that love gives way to fear? How can I embrace what is in a world that seems so craven? Where is my beloved's song in that harshly croaking raven? Fighting with my own reflection, I was only shadow boxing. In all my schemes and plans, it was myself I was outfoxing. One moment. Embracing my beloved, regardless of what seemed to be, my ego self dissolved away. In its place, our one resplendent reality. I'm going to read the last two couplets. Fighting with my own reflection, I was only shadow boxing. In all my schemes and plans, it was myself I was outfoxing. Embracing my beloved, regardless of what seemed to be, my ego self dissolved away. In its place, our one resplendent reality. That's ghazal number 5, this moment. Elena, you want to leave now? I'm going to step up to the camera so I can say hi to whoever is here, at least whoever Facebook shows me. Hold on. And I am not going to change the horizontal plane here. Oh my, look at all these people. Camille. Whoa, how nice. Irene, welcome again. What's going on here? Irene, I'm on my side. Really? It happened again? Patrick Tomlinson. Patrick, hi. Oh, that's disturbing because I'm seeing this straight up and apparently it's on my side again. Shoot. Okay, I can fix it on iMovie and copy it, upload it to YouTube and copy it back to Facebook. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is what I mean about these little nudges that stuff. Baba's messing with me. That's okay. Keep my ego out of the picture. And God willing, I will see you all tomorrow.
Bye now.